So we recently heard news that 4chan, basically an image board company used by a lot of young individuals between 13, 14 to 20 years old, they encountered a cyber attack that essentially led to them going offline and also being accessed and exposed to sensitive internal data. This was apparently carried out by a rival image board entity called Soy Jack Party, who essentially have claimed responsibility of this breach. So one of the users basically mentioned that 4chan were essentially attacked based on an outdated version of PHP. So this obviously exposed vulnerabilities and exploits and deprecated a function to interact with the MySQL database. So here's obviously some code that you can be able to see. We also, as you can see here, basically on one of the forums, one of the people involved with the 4chan hack posted this. They basically said, what was the exploit used? Contrary to popular belief, it was not an SQL injection. So they're actually saying that it was not an actual SQL injection. They're basically stating that an exploit and such from 4chan allows uploading of PDFs to certain boards. They neglected to verify that an uploaded file is actually a PDF file. As such, PostScript files containing PostScript drawing commands be uploaded. So what they essentially said is the version of the Go script that 4chan uses from 2012. So it's trivial to exploit. So from there, we exploit a mistaken SUID binary to elevate to the global user. So basically said, I'm a 4chan pass user, is my data at risk, so on and so forth. So this gives you more information about what was actually taking place. Some other individual basically mentioned that the hacker managed to gain root access because the site runs on a version of free BSD that was last updated in 2016. A non-insignificant portion of the janitor's mods that were doxed use edu emails, so .edu education emails. They managed to dump the source code. Almost the entirety of the channel is badly formatted, mostly uncommented, 10,000 plus line files called .php. Some functions like the one that makes a new post are over too. So what we're seeing is we're seeing some consistency here in terms of outdated, in terms of the code base, the PHPs that were used were not upgraded. We're seeing kind of like lacks of the mods of the people behind looking after these systems that were either not competent within the field of software development, understanding about the code, or just really careless, or actually just young, just didn't really care about this, didn't see it was actually important. Someone basically mentioned that a few hours ago, 4chan got taken down by a rival, as we basically mentioned. So this has obviously caused a lot of... 4chan has been around for a very, very long time. People have used that, especially obviously the youth, the younger demographic has used that for a while. It's become this, this meme within the whole space. And obviously to hear that it's been taken down, sad in some quarters. So one thing that we need to always be aware of, as I continue to say, whether breaches, whether phishing scams, whether smart contract exploits, vulnerabilities, APIs that have Trojans to LLMs. Now we're now moving to the space where everything's moving online, so you need to keep things updated. So if you are a website owner, run applications, anything to do with technology, these are things that you need to be very careful of. Regular software updates. Okay, so ensure that all the systems are updated. Robust access controls. So implement strict access management protocols, including multi-factor authentications to protect administrative accounts. Network segmentation. So make sure you divide the network into segments to ensure that the breach is not one point of failure. Continuous monitoring. Make sure you have some systems in place that you can be able to monitor. Status reports, updates that you get instantly to see what's taking place. Also, regular security audits. So this is audits where you have front end. So in terms of website audits, you've got back-end audits, you've got smart contract audits, API audits, LLM audits. These are things that you need to be aware of to test to make sure there's no weaknesses. So if you like this type of information, please like, please follow. You can pop along to our website. If you want to get some security audits done, then reach out to us. Take care.